Welcome to another Product Onboarding Teardown here at Product-Led Institute. My name is Ramli John, and today we'll be breaking down the onboarding experience of Userlist, a customer behavior messaging platform for SaaS companies. Before we get started, I put together a one-page product-led onboarding checklist that you can use to assess your current onboarding experience, or you can use it to run all of your changes past it before unleashing it to the world. You can get it for free at productled.com/checklist or find that link in the description below. In this onboarding teardown, we'll be taking a look at four main things. First is the pre-signup, second, the sign-up flow, third, the first product experience, and finally, I'll be giving out a verdict about this onboarding experience. Just to give you a heads up, the Userlist onboarding experience is going to be good. What else would you expect from a strong team behind the product? Jane Portman, a UX wizard, Claire Solentrup, a marketing expert, and Benedict Dickey, a coding machine. In this teardown, I got a chance to talk to Jane Portman, the co-founder and CEO of Userlist. I interviewed her for the Product-Led podcast. Now, if you haven't already checked it out, go give it a listen. She explains why they opted for a $9 per month plan instead of a freemium plan. You can find that link in the description or comments below. Now, before we go any further, let's first find out what Userlist is. Here's how Jane explains it.
Userlist is a customer messaging tool for SaaS, and we started out like 2.5 years ago, and we started with just doing email automation, but then we recently added in-app messages to the mix, so you can pick the right channel for each message. And the special sauce, I mean, there is a ton of awesome tools out there you can use. So the special sauce is that we think that we know what SaaS founders need specifically. So this is built just for them.
As we take a look at the homepage and pricing page, I love what Jane said, that Userlist is built specifically for SaaS founders. As you'll soon see, this focus really carries through the copy in an excellent and brilliant way. So let's jump right into the homepage. The headline reads, Behavior-based customer messaging, perfect for your SaaS. The text below reads, Onboard and engage your SaaS users with targeted behavior-based campaigns. Choose the right channel, email or in-app messages, to deliver the right information when your users need it the most. I love this. There are a few things about this copy that really makes it stand out. First, they emphasize not just what Userlist is, but how we can help SaaS founders. One of the most common mistakes made by businesses of all sizes is a failure to recognize that you can't target everyone with your product. Seth Godin said it best. Everyone is not your customer, because when you speak to everyone, you speak to no one. Userlist is not for e-commerce businesses. It's not for media companies. It's for SaaS. Second, they focus on the jobs to be done. I expected this, as Claire Solentrup is a big proponent of the jobs to be done framework. This framework highlights how customers buy a product to solve a problem, not just for the product itself. It describes the primary goal users are trying to accomplish with your product. For a customer messaging tool, the problem it solves for SaaS founders is that it helps onboard and engage SaaS users and deliver the right information when your users need it the most. The lesson here that Userlist does so well is talk more about your customers and their problem rather than how sexy your product is. Don't talk about how your product uses AI, machine learning language, blockchain, or whatever is the hot tech of the day. User onboarding is not about teaching people how to use your tool. It's about introducing them to a new and better way of doing things to solve a problem. Userlist behavior-based customer messaging tool helps SaaS founders onboard and engage your users. Finally, the button copy is descriptive and avoids any confusion. The button copy reads, Start free 14-day trial. You're not signing up for a free account. You're not signing up to try Userlist for free for 30 days. It's 14-day trial. Button copy is crucial in providing users a clear expectation of where the button will take you or what it'll do. Without any context, button copy like next, continue, or let's do it might not be helpful or could even cause users to hesitate in clicking that button. It's not the case here. Props to the Userlist team. To speed things up so we can focus more on the sign-up flow and the first product experience, let me briefly go through the rest of the homepage. Overall, it's really well done. They carry on all the good things we've seen above the fold, focusing on the jobs to be done for SaaS founders. They've called out their target customer again in the logo section, which reads, "Trusted by founders around the world." Now, I'm not familiar with any of these companies, but a quick LinkedIn search shows that most of these companies have less than 10 employees, except Branch, which has about 400 employees. As you see on the pricing page in a few seconds, Userlist is quite affordable for small startups compared to other messaging tools that cost hundreds of dollars now. Right above this is an image of Userlist in action for an imaginary SaaS company, Sparkle.io. Interestingly enough, when you go to Sparkle.io, you can see that Userlist team created this imaginary photo editing app as a demo example. This is a nice Easter egg for anybody who's interested. The image on the homepage shows how you can use Userlist to send a welcome email and an in-app message to new users. It reads, "Welcome to Sparkle. Dear friend, welcome on board. It's Jeremy, the founder, on the line." The next part is the only criticism I have about the homepage. It reads, "Lorem ipsum dolor sit." This is a Latin text that some use as dummy text or filler words in their design. It looks like this part is incomplete because of these filler words. I would have changed this to look like a real welcome message. Well, that's it. The rest of the page is outstanding. I particularly appreciate the two testimonials from the founders of startups who re-emphasize the value of Userlist. One reads, "Userlist is a must-have SaaS tool and that it's well-designed and not bloated like other products." The one below says the Userlist is like using cheat codes for better user onboarding. I love how they describe it as cheat codes. Let's move on to the pricing page. The pricing page reads, "Pricing plans, simple, predictable plans. All features available starting from day one. Perfect for growing your SaaS." Did you notice what they did here? First, they addressed two objections right up front. Will the plan have complicated add-ons or pricing tiers? Nope. Our plans are simple and predictable. Will the free trial include only some of the features? You get all the features available from day one. And second, they reiterated who Userlist is for growing SaaS companies. They mentioned Userlist is for SaaS companies 10 times between the pricing page and the homepage. They've repeated that over and over again to really drive home this point. On the plan comparison table below, they certainly deliver on the promise that their plans are simple. There are 4 plans: starter, basic, growth, and scale. There are only 2 differences between the plan: number of users and the type of support, standard or premium. The basic plan stands out from the rest. It juts out of the table. It's the only one with a blue font. These prices are quite affordable for startups. It starts at $9 per month and scales up to $29 for up to 20,000 users. For SaaS businesses with more users, there's a note below which reads, "Need more? Get in touch to discuss your custom high-volume plan. All plans come with a free 14-day trial period. Your plans will be calculated automatically based on the number of users by the end of your trial." It's nice to know that the 14-day trial period doesn't have any limitation on the number of users. To speed things along, let's click on the Start Free Trial now and get in the sign-up flow. The sign-up page looks minimalistic and straightforward like the Userlist homepage. The headline reads, "Let's get started." Right below this, it shows that this is step 1 of 3 in the sign-up flow. I love progress indicator like this because it's a great way to keep impatient users like me motivated to complete this process. It promises a reward or indicates the user how far or how close they are to finishing the onboarding process. They ask for 3 pieces of information on this page: your full name, email address, and password. What's interesting is the password field doesn't have any requirements. We're going to test this out very shortly if a simple password like ABC will work. Usually there's some kind of password requirement and it's better to state it out right. Imagine how frustrating it can be to enter a password and get rejected. No one wants to be rejected. Right below the button here, it reads, "You'll need to provide your card details before starting your trial. This helps us prevent spam and provide a better onboarding experience for you." Though I'm not a big fan of asking users for a credit card upfront even before you try out the product, the copy here is impeccable. First, they let you know right on the first step that you need to put your credit card to start a trial. So you're not surprised when you get to the very last step and boom, we need your credit card. Second, they provide a reason why they're asking for the credit card. It's to prevent spam and provide a better onboarding experience. I got a chance to ask Jane more about this during my chat with her.
One of the primary reasons is that we mentioned in the beginning of our conversation, what if they have their emails up and running and then they run out of the days on their trial? What do? Do we stop onboarding emails in their product? That's really bad. So we have chosen to ask for a card up front.
Anyway, let's fill in the rest of the fields here and click on Create New Account. The headline of step 2 reads Company Details. Right below this, it reads, these company details are necessary for sending messages to your users. You can always change them down the road in settings. Once again, they provide the reason why they're asking for the information on this page, which ties back nicely to why people sign up for Userlist in the first place. On this page, they ask for your company name, website, and company email address. I'd be confused about why they're asking for my email address again if they didn't provide clues that this is different. It's the email address that will show up in the from field. They give you an example, support at sparkle.io. I love that. The button copy here reads continue. I'm not generally a big fan of vague button copies like this. In this context, it's clear clicking this will bring me to the third step. I've already gone through this setup process, so I know the third step is to fill in your billing details. So a better button copy than continue would just be continue to billing details. Let's go onwards, fill in the details here, and then smash that continue button. The final step is to fill in my billing information. What I love here is that the copy addresses objections right away. It reads, we'll charge your card only after your free 14-day trial with a friendly heads-up notification. The last part is so important, friendly heads-up notification. There are some apps, I'm not going to name names, that hope you just forget you sign up for the trial and charge you right on the 14th day, and that is so annoying. That's not cool. Userlist, they're not like those other apps. They're actually going to send you a friendly reminder, not one that nags you or guilt trips you. Buy now or else you're the worst. The text here goes on, your plan will be assigned automatically based on your number of tracked users. See our pricing page for details. I'm sure they let you know how much they would charge you in their friendly reminder. They're not just going to charge you, oh, we're going to charge you $1,000. One thing I don't see here is the reason they're asking for your credit card. I know they mentioned that in step 1 in the footer. They also mentioned it in the pricing page, but those things are easy to miss. It's good to reiterate that again on this page. The text below reads, your credit card details are safe with advanced SSL encryption and Stripe security. I'm going to assume that since they're targeting SaaS founders, they know what SSL encryption is or Stripe security. Stripe is a popular tool to allow SaaS companies to accept recurring charge, so maybe that kind of makes sense. Let's fill in our credit card information. Obviously, I'm going to blur my information. Then let's click Finish Setup. Welcome to the first product experience of Userlist. And they don't just drop you into the product like so many apps do. They first show you a welcome message that reads, Welcome to Userlist. Before getting started, watch the friendly welcome video from the founders. Should take you less than a minute, or skip it and jump straight to business. Now, I love this video. I just watched it. It's about 58 seconds. And it's personal, warm, and inviting. All 3 co-founders make an appearance in this video. Many products miss this step. Imagine walking into a party and the host not greeting you or showing you where the washroom is or the food. You'll feel snubbed or hurt. Welcome messages also set the tone of the kind of relationship you want to have with your customers. Personal videos like this, one from Userlist, imply that they're looking for a personal relationship and they're personally involved in your success as SaaS founders. After watching the video, you end up on the Userlist dashboard. Since you don't have any data right now, it's empty. In the middle, they provide instructions. Let's get your user data flowing. Find all the technical details in our integration guide and make sure to check out planning worksheets before you get started. Clicking on the integration guide, you're directed into the help article, getting your user data into the system. They provide instructions on how to connect your app to Userlist using Segment, Ruby on Rails, JavaScript, and PHP. These instructions would be more helpful if they were linked directly from the Userlist. Look at how Full Story does it. They show 3 simple ways to connect your app to their product. From my experience, setting up integrations like Userlist takes some time, so I really appreciate that they provided planning worksheets to help you build an in-app and email communication strategy. Well, that was it for the Userlist onboarding. There's no product tours or tooltips or badges. If you think that Userlist onboarding is very minimal, that's by design. Jane wrote an article explaining Userlist's 5 onboarding principles, which I've linked in the description or comments below. First, she said that their goal is to inspire, not instruct. Their experience shows that an inspired user gets things done without many prompts. Second, tooltips and tours aren't effective. They're often treated as interruptions. Instead, they really focus on thoughtful blank states and overall usability of the product. Third, enforcement and monetary rewards yield negative results. Jane's goal at Userlist is to promote genuine interest and goodwill instead of rewarding users with discounts or extra days. Fourth, treat others as you want to be treated. This means less email in the modern world, but more thoughtful content available at the customer's fingertips. And finally, fifth, build a personal connection. Showing a warm welcome to their users and maintaining that connection throughout with thoughtful and personal support has worked really well for the Userlist team. I like how they really thought this out. And I don't think a minimalistic approach works for every product, but I feel like it really does work well here with Userlist. Overall, I thought Userlist user onboarding was well thought out and designed. I'd give it an A. First, they've clearly described what Userlist is and who it is for. One of the most common mistakes made by businesses of all sizes is a failure to recognize that you can't target everyone with your product. I said it before, Seth Godin said it best, everyone is not your customer because when you speak to everyone, you speak to no one. Userlist is not for e-commerce, it's not for media companies, it's for SaaS. And this increases the quality of the trial signups. If you're not a SaaS, you're probably not going to sign up for this. Second, they let their users know upfront that a credit card is required to sign up for a free trial. I said it before and I'm going to say it here again, that surprise is one of the greatest enemies of user onboarding, especially if you're asking for a credit card upfront. For Userlist, they had this information on the pricing page and the first page of the sign up where it reads, you'll need to provide your card details before you're starting your trial. This helps us prevent spam and provide a better onboarding experience for you. I love how they provided a reason why they asked for a credit card for a free trial, and they pitch it in a way that you're actually getting more value by providing your credit card. Third, they welcome new users with a video from all 3 founders. One of the user onboarding principles that Userlist applied for onboarding new users is to build personal connections. You can't get more personal than a video from the founders of the company. Userlist welcome video is warm and friendly, which puts a face behind the company. And if you get stuck, you know who to reach out to. Fourth, they provide clear next steps as soon as you log into the app for the first time. After watching the welcome video, you're presented with a thoughtful, empty state directing you to instructions to integrate Userlist to your app. They've also included a planning worksheet to help you craft your in-app and email communication strategy while waiting to get Userlist up and running for your app. In terms of what could have been improved, I really have to nitpick to really find anything. There are 2 things in my opinion that could have improved the onboarding experience of Userlist. First, they should let new users know the password requirements for Userlist. It seems like they accept any length of passwords. I tried ABC and it seemed like it worked. For some founders, this might be a major concern since their customer information is very valuable. If you do have password requirements, it's better to list the requirements up front so users aren't left guessing. It can be frustrating entering a password and getting rejected for not meeting those requirements. Second, though I appreciated how thoughtful and minimalistic Userlist onboarding is, I would have moved the instructions to connect Userlist to your app from the support pages right into that blank state. Now, FullStory does this well by giving users 3 easy ways to install their app. The first option is always the easiest and requires no code. For FullStory, that's Google Tag Manager. For Userlist, the easiest way to integrate this would be through Segment. Finally, FullStory provides the option to email instructions. Doing this eliminates some friction from getting non-technical founders and users to forward their instruction to their technical team. Before you go, I put together a free one-page product-led onboarding checklist. Now, you can use it to take stock of your current onboarding experience or run all of your designs past it before you unleash it to the world. Get it for free at product-led.com/checklist. Second, Wes and I can actually do a full audit of your product's user onboarding experience. It's a lot like this video, but a lot more in-depth. I'll go through not just your user experience, but I'll also review your analytics, whether that's Google Analytics, Mixpanel, or whatever tool you use. I'll even dig into your emails, in-app messages, and more. I guarantee you if there's a bottleneck in your product's onboarding, I'm going to identify it, and I'm going to break down exactly how you can fix it. If you're interested in getting an onboarding experience for your product, learn more about it at product-led.com/audit. And finally, I want to let you know that Wes and I do onboarding workshops for select companies. In those trainings, we'll walk you through our battle-tested onboarding framework that will help you create onboarding experience that convert without resorting to short-term salesy tactics. We work with companies like Grow.com, Dynatrace, OutSystems, and more. If you're interested about this, you can go to product-led.com/training. Well, that's it for now. This is Ramli John. Until the next onboarding teardown. See ya.